Call Gallatin County Board of Education regular working meeting to order on 5/5 at 1700 PM at the Wallace Central Office Building. I'd like to welcome everyone. All board members are present except Ms. Burgett. Stand for the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I need a motion to approve the agenda with the two items I removed from the table that was tabled.
I move to approve.
Ms. Amanda so moves. Mr. Jones seconds. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Public comments. Ms. Vonna, did she make it? Any other public comments? Hearing no public comments, moving on to board member comments. Ms. Amanda,
Nothing at this time.
Ms. Ashley,
Hey, Teacher Appreciation Week. I hope they feel appreciated more than just this week, though. Now, we are blessed with some good staff.
we've got a good staff here. Anything else, Ms. Ashley?
No.
Mr. Jones?
I'm good.
I'll reserve. Moving on to item 6, consent agenda. Did everybody get a chance to look over everything?
Yeah.
The auditor's contract,
Yes, it went up about, I think it was no more than $2,000 from last year.
okay. That was my question. How much did it
And
end
I
up?
knew you would ask.
So that went up 2,000, same company?
Yes, we like them because they're nice. We're allowed to keep them, I found out from KDE, as long as they send a different crew each year.
Okay. That was gonna be my next one. See,
I'm ready.
you're learning.
They must like you too. I've had some clients they've dropped. I had a school district they've dropped. So they must like you too.
I'm nice to them, I give them whatever they want, it's working out so far.
So as long as it's different people each year.
I think we have the same guy, but they're allowed to send different people on site, so.
Okay.
So far, we're good,
And that covers us on, okay.
yeah.
That was all the questions I had. Anything else? Hearing no further discussion, also move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Jones seconds. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries to approve consent agenda 4-0. Item 7A, recommended action, new business. Real quick, I know it wasn't on here, but did you all, Ms. Brandon, did you have anything for us or anything?
I did have a little bit. Our FFA, we had a car show this past Sunday. That went really great. We had a good turnout. Softball's doing really good. The middle school band concert is tonight at 6. The high school one is at 6:30 on Thursday. Our FFA banquet is May the 14th at 6. You guys are all invited to that. That's where this year's officers will retire. The new ones will be installed. It's kind of like our award ceremony. Winter Guard had their community show last Friday. They said it went great. And then FFA were preparing for a state convention.
And that's at the high school cafeteria, I assume?
The banquet?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll have the meal in the cafeteria and then move to the auditorium for the ceremony.
Okay. You have anything else?
That is it.
Did you have anything, Mr. Arbin?
Nope, just, Ashley mentioned it, Teacher Appreciation Week, and so we're grilling out at the various buildings for the staff, and we'll be at the lower elementary tomorrow.
I know you all just kind of come tonight, but Matt, did you have anything on technology? Anything you wanted to talk about?
The camera project is finished, so
Okay.
all the cameras have been installed. Did a walk around just to see if there's any more blind spots and make sure everything was up to snuff, so.
Is it gonna be taken pretty well, or?
Yeah, there's a couple of spots I'd like to add a couple more, but that's to be expected, especially if there's some tree issues in the way, but we've discussed that, so make some adjustments. But other than that, we're pretty good.
The cameras in the classrooms, is that every classroom?
Mhm.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yep.
Do you have anything else for us? Mr. Jury, did you have anything for us?
Start testing this week. Everything's going good so far. Technology's up and running. Smooth start.
Thank you. Do you have anything for us?
Nothing new, just a lot of irons in the fire, working on a lot of things. We discussed the trees, we're looking at some possibilities for the high school of improving some things over there with their bones and structure, and just kind of, we have one eye on the now, one eye on setting up for graduation, and one eye on our summer work. So it's a busy time of the year in our department, planning and prepping.
Did you get to talk with any students about maybe working this summer? Or?
Yes, our maintenance team, in collaboration with middle and high school admin teams, are gonna start interviewing a couple kiddos tomorrow that they've targeted as potentials, so kinda delegated that to them.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Cole, did you have anything?
No, all good. We're just, we've got kind of a wait list for positions that are posted. We've got 8 applicants so far. For that preschool, we're gonna run a summer school program this summer along with the rest of the school to kind of get some kids that are right there of not being kindergarten ready, to see what kind of results we can get with adding them to our summer school program. So good stuff.
Finance,
No, I'm good.
got all the books cooked and
Yeah. I'm in the middle of cooking the new ones, so
la la
if
la
anybody
la.
wants anything special, you need to let me know.
Thank you all. I know you all wasn't on the agenda, but I figured if you was here and needed something, now it's time to ask before we get to rolling on. Back to the agenda, item 7A, first reading of policy number 094271, graduation attire. Did everybody get a chance to look it over? Anybody have any questions on that?
That, just a little bit of where this get generated from, I don't know.
Yeah, so, and this came from, and I think I've kind of spoken with everybody about it, just, you know, to make sure if somebody were to want to walk across the stage with, you know, some sort of political sign or whatever, if we don't have a policy that says they can't do it, then if we were to try to say something at graduation to them about doing that, then technically we've violated that student's First Amendment right, because we don't have a school or board policy to refer back to. So that's kind of where this came from, was to make sure we had something on the books to lean on, you know, to just have a policy that talks about how we want kids to be for graduation, and then if they try to do anything otherwise, then we're just always referring back to policy.
So basically, it's a more CYA policy.
A little bit, yeah.
I think it
Feel
has
we
an
have to
ultimate
be
goal.
that stringent?
I mean, do you have to be that stringent? I mean, I guess no, you don't have to be. I think, you know, the impetus, as I understood, was I've always had dress codes, you know, that said like, okay, you can't, you know, we don't want a kid, I don't know, the one, that wasn't the adjoining county, we don't know. You know, like the Southern flag, I mean, whatever you want to call the thing, I mean, you know, some kids would wear that, you know, it used to be a big issue, kind of wear it on my shirt, so you had dress codes to address that. And there were other flags, you know, kids wear on their shirt, and, you know, you tried to address that as apolitically as possible, and you did that by having, you know, some type of policy that was kind of general like this. This is applying that same philosophy, that same thought to graduation. You know, they want to wear, you know, Palestine flag, you know, pro-Israel flag, you know, anything like these, like the buttons, you know, on there, you know, I hate Israel, you know, pro-Palestine, whatever message they want to convey on their graduation attire, this policy is just addressing that. I mean, do you have to do it? The answer is
I think it's
no.
overkilling that, because it's saying it's gonna be plain Jane black, or white or blue, whatever, and you can't put anything on there.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right, and the rationale behind the policy is, hey, this is content neutral. I mean, we're not saying, it's just content neutral. We're saying we want the graduation to be, you're coming here, you're wearing your black robe, you're wearing your attire, you're wearing, you know, your approved cords, nothing else. We want this to look like an official, you know, ceremony,
Are we
no
gonna
messages.
address what they wear underneath?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I mean, if you know, I hear you. I hear where you're going. I mean, I'm telling you, that's, you know, you don't have to prove, but that's the process behind this. I mean, do you want somebody to be able to come and say, you know, have a political message or a message of any kind on their garment? You know, maybe you do.
They've made it through, I'll try to use politically correct words, although I don't really care to. They've made it
That
through
never stopped me before.
they've made it through the malarkey of our system for 13 years. You have to line up to go to PE, you have to line up to go to lunch, you have to ask permission to go to the restroom. You need to sit in your seat for 50 minutes. They've done this for 13 years. They meet all our requirements, and they come to a ceremony called graduation that is supposed to be their celebration of an achievement, an accomplishment. And by God, we're going to slap them with one more rule, that you cannot put any clothing that makes you celebratory with you and your family.
I don't think we're saying that. I think just
We're
during
saying
that.
you can't put anything on
Yeah,
it.
what they do after, do it. Have your own party. But I think keep it professional. You're also training them to go into the workforce of being professional.
The feedback from other
But
families.
they can wear a robe that's got nothing else on underneath it.
As long as they
You
don't
can
take it off
wear
here.
you can wear tennis shoes that you cut the grass in right before you went up through there, and you can wear that. So we don't really have a standard of how you look. That's not professional.
I think it's just the.
It's
if
we're
anybody's-
worried somebody might say something that we don't agree with. Well, you don't have freedom of speech in school the rest of the time. Why does our teacher lose the right to be able to tell them what's appropriate and not? If we can do that for 13 years, why can't we just tell them, hey, Nazi flag's not appropriate, you can't wear that?
Well, you got two things. One, you've got a dress code, and you have these policies for your regular school. They're coming to school, they're coming to class. You've got policies that address that. You got a code of conduct that address that. So this thing, okay, we're gonna have a policy that addresses it for graduation. As far as, you know, can the teacher tell them the Nazi flag's inappropriate? I mean, okay. I mean, that's an extreme example. I don't think anybody's going to contest that necessarily. You know, you've got a lot more closer examples. I mean, the real life example was the, you know, pro-Palestine, you know, free Palestine, anti-Israel. I mean, those were things that haven't happened here
But what we've
necessarily,
seen
but a
here-
true protest.
What we've seen here
Sure.
is kids that started their journey in Mexico, and they have their cap maybe in Mexico colors or whatever. You got foreign exchange students that are from wherever, Norway, and they've painted the Norway flag on top. It kind of makes sense. They're kind of a dual citizen. When you do things 100% cut and dried, there'll be no celebration. You're just bringing in. So now what are we going to do with the kid that shows up and's got something? He can't walk. She can't walk.
Yeah, they're gonna tell them, you know, take it off your gown or your cap.
Well, where are they going to get another gown, another cap?
I think
Hopefully it's removable.
isn't this next year? Or is it this
Yeah,
year?
we would not be able.
Rules
to
are
do
great
this
until
year.
you're the person who's asked to
Huh?
enforce them.
So we would not be able.
Somebody's
to
going to
do
have
that
to
this year.
enforce them.
Right. So this
Could be
would
next
be enforced next year, so the kids would know about it ahead of time.
Because they may have already done their robes this year.
Right.
If somebody shows up with inappropriate, I mean, what would you have done as a principal? Somebody shows up with inappropriate message on your shirt. I mean, you find another shirt, you know, as well as you can.
Or you
So, I
have
mean,
to
you-
have the stones to be able to tell them they can't walk. You
Yeah.
do one of those two things.
Yeah.
Not good, because you don't want to have a rule if you're not going to enforce it.
Here's
I'm
my
not saying don't
question.
enforce it.
Here's the question that needs to be asked. Everything is freedom of speech unless it's inciting, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Jake, or provocative fighting words and stuff. At that point in time, it's not freedom of speech. My question that I would ask the board is, who determines if you're going to sit and say a Nazi flag's not what offends one, may not offend someone else? And this is a touchy subject here, in my opinion. I don't care if somebody wore a shirt that said, if we're gonna allow one, then we can't sit and choose, oh, okay, they can wear their country colors and stuff. But then are we gonna turn around and tell somebody, oh, well, you can't wear a Nazi symbol?
I don't
What's the
disagree
difference?
with this, but I think
Because
keeping
once,
it
because
professional.
at that point in time, we are hindering and crossing the line of freedom of speech.
I would agree with that. I mean, these, are written to be as content neutral as possible. I mean, if you don't like it, I mean, nobody's saying you have to approve. I mean, I just was asked, does this look legal? I think this is a legal policy that's content neutral. It has to be content neutral. I mean, for all the reasons we talked about, the law's clear on that. And so, do you want this to be, everybody's hearing formal robes, matching robes, their approved courts and nothing else? Or, and if you want that, then you can have a content policy that's content neutral policy that says that. Or, do you want, I mean, if you want kids to be able to come in and put whatever they want on their, hat or robe with the thought that, hey, it's your celebration, you can do what we want, and then you could do that. I think the counterpart, realistically, I mean, I'm not trying to be a smart aleck here, but I mean, realistically, if you do that, I think, you gotta have to have, the wherewithal to let the kid do it. If the kid shows up with something you don't like, something's inappropriate, everybody, is gonna have to live with that, and let the kid walk. I mean,
Well,
So here's the
they
deal.
wouldn't offend me.
If this isn't gonna
Yeah,
take
well,
effect till next year anyway, we could table this and have it more structured, but
I think it'd be best to have it done before this year's over.
I mean,
so
I
that you
like the
give them a full year.
professionalism. I'm just keeping it clean. This is the expectation. It's an hour-long ceremony. Then go cut loose with your family. Do whatever you want to do. My personal opinion, and that's how I'll vote. But I get what everybody is saying. I do get that. But at the same time, we got to keep these kids and get them ready for the real world, and not just.
I just think there's a time and a place for that. This is a high school graduation. We're honoring the
formal
fact
event.
that you graduated. I just don't see why we would need any more than a robe and a gown to represent that. To
Call
me,
the question. We're ready to vote.
I've got one more. Go ahead.
I think this conversation started out of the goal of kind of like what you were referring to is, aiming for a classy, dignified graduation where the school district celebrates its graduates. It is 13 years of sometimes hard, laborious work that kids have kind of trudged through. And it, by ensuring consistency and removing subjectivity from some of those dicey things, it makes sure that all families can enjoy a consistent celebratory event where they don't have to worry about possibly being offended or having a distraction getting in the way of a classy event to celebrate those seniors. And I think that was the ultimate goal, not necessarily like, it is good from a CYA perspective, but I think the ultimate goal is to ensure a smooth, seamless, classy event for everybody who's showing up from all walks of life. My 2 cents.
Well said.
Go ahead, Ms.
No, I
Manning.
just said well said.
you said call the
Brianna.
question. Was there a motion?
Brianna, as a student who's been through it, as someone who taught there for 27 years, with the last 8
That
being
was
in
gonna be the
charge.
next person I asked for their input on it as a student.
Do students not feel as though they're ruled to death?
Yes. What all does the policy say that we're reading? Like, am I allowed to look at it?
Oh, absolutely.
What we're voting on
She
is
don't
that
get a copy of that
whatever
stuff?
the color your robe is and the color your hat is,
I would.
you will put nothing on it. It will be,
So the caps couldn't be decorated?
caps cannot
following?
be decorated.
I could definitely see, because I know I was going to decorate my cap this year. I wasn't going to do nothing, because I know some people do like 3D flowers. I could see that maybe being something that you might not want, like the 3D stuff. But if it's like just flat on there, where that way it's not like, I guess like sticking out or anything. You know what I mean? Like the big 3D flowers. Like I'm not doing anything big, but I don't know.
So
mean,
you
the kids-
intend to decorate your hat.
Yes, I
If you
do.
graduate next year, you probably would not be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to do mine for like what I'm going into. So I'm going into ag education, so mine will be FFA and ag related. So, and I think that's what a lot of kids do, because I know some people are going into nursing, so they're doing something to what they're going into, like, I'm graduating now and this is my next step, kind of is what they're doing with theirs, of what I've heard.
Thank you. I'm gonna say this and I'll call the vote. The fundamental of everything that this country was built on is freedom of speech. Is there a time and place for it? Absolutely. I understand both sides of this argument. Everybody knows I'll say what's on my mind. I don't care where I'm at, to whoever, whatever. I think, in my opinion, we're crossing a fine line here when we try to determine of what speech and stuff is. Like, she's gonna decorate her hat. What if somebody hates agriculture? Did we offend them? So we're gonna tell students, hey, you've been in FFA, you've been an officer the whole time you was in FFA. You can't put that on your hat, because you might offend someone. I don't give a shit who I offend. It's just that plain and simple. Quit kicking me, Jake.
But I think that's the world that we have created.
Yes.
Everybody's offended by everything, and I think what we're trying to do is just keep it clean
I would
and
advise the
classy for
board-
that hour.
I would advise the board to table this and maybe come up with something that's acceptable. And I understand covering you. I'll be nice, Jake.
CYA.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's,
And I understand superintendent's point on it. Him and I discussed it and stuff, and I told him throw it on here for discussion. Do we want people going out putting lewd and obscene things on their garments? Could they? Absolutely. That's freedom of speech, whether we like it or not. I understand John's point on it. Also, too, that, these kids, it's like rules and regulations, or some are forced against them, some ain't. It's like they've been pick and chose on what's gonna be enforced on you and what's not.
okay, so you're making a motion to table?
Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna move to table this, because I just feel that, I think there's other ways to handle the situation than to invoke on somebody's freedom of speech.
Okay. I'm good with that, I second it.
So I moved to table. Ms. Amanda seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? 4-0. Motion to table carries. Second reading of 2026-2027 salary schedules. We did get that corrected on the basketball coaches.
Yeah.
John and Mr. Arvin talked, and that is corrected. My recommendation for the 2026-2027 salary schedule is to approve the second reading as presented.
And that's the only thing that changed was the highlighted.
Yes.
Okay. Second.
I need a motion.
I'm sorry, I thought you moved. I
That's
moved
what I
to
thought.
approve.
Miss Ashley so moves.
Sure.
Miss Amanda, I thought she said,
Second, whatever.
I thought she said I move, and Miss Amanda, hey, you already had the second in.
Yeah, see, it's all good.
Miss Amanda, second. All in favor?
All right.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
Said it.
Huh?
Amanda was the only one that said it.
Well, usually if you're all against it, you speak up on
Yeah.
all opposed. And you can't not vote, you're sitting in the room. Review, approve, Congenia Phase 4 Professional Learning Plan. I did call Mr. Arvin and ask him what this was. You want a quick, brief explanation?
So this is the professional learning plan that we provide every year. Mr. Jury worked on and prepared it. A copy was attached. It's quite a few pages, so we've got one copy over there if anybody wanted to review, but it just drives our professional learning for the next school year.
Any questions on it?
Have we been using something like this before? Okay. Make a motion to approve.
So John moves,
A second.
Ashley seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh no, I gotta hear it, Ashley.
I said aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Final contract options discussion.
Matt.
What's the two different things here?
Okay,
It's-
so there's two different ones. One of them is kind of more of it's like the prices are different essentially. So one's just kind of status quo, and you get an app for the district that kind of leads kind of meld with our website, and the website stays as is, and we make upgrades as we can. The other one is them helping us upgrade our website to get it, just better looking, in better shape, more in line with other districts.
So basically, some of the work from years before that never got done when this was approved several years ago, and almost everybody here has turned over
Yeah.
since then.
I feel like
to-
we've talked about this every year.
To get the website up to snuff. Matt has
We've been
done,
working on that website 8 years now.
Matt's done quite a bit to get it much better than it was a couple of years ago. But this gets, somebody from the company actually helping do it. And that way Matt just says, hey, this is what we want it to look like. They go in, make the changes, and he approves it.
And they also sit down with me, because I've had a couple hours with them where they sit down and they're like, hey, this is what we recommend to help make things streamlined, more adaptable, all that kind of stuff, so.
So which one of these do you want, D or E? You want E?
I'd rather have the one where they help me
Yes,
fix it
I
and make it
figured.
better.
Okay, can we,
Vote for the one with the help.
can we make a motion to do E with the stipulation that we get a monthly report of how it's progressing?
Motion E.
So that we don't have this again next year where we're talking and possibly funding something and we don't have a product when we're done. I think we need to have them, historically, it's not.
So Mr. Jones's
We're on
motion,
D, right?
Mr. Jones's motion is to accept proposal E.
I don't think there's a proposal with E.
That's what
I guess you're talking about the third one.
Yes.
Was there an E on there? I didn't. The one that's got the renewal and the improvement.
I assume it's
What's it
the one that
called?
costs
Redesign.
$7,000.
Renewal and
Yes.
redesign, I think.
Yeah, 'cause there's
Is that the one? Renewal and redesign?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're spreading the cost out of a redesign over the 5 years and not one giant chunk at the very beginning.
So basically, we're gonna be paying them between $7,200 and $7,400 a year.
Yeah.
Can we do an extended, we're okay to do that?
Yeah, it's got the, required loopholes.
So,
Okay.
So let me get this, make sure I got this right. Mr. Jones's motion is to approve the contract with the renewal and redesign with the addition of monthly report will be submitted to the board on where we're at
Yeah,
with it until the project is completed.
they'll probably
Mr.
start
So-
working with me in July, because that won't take effect until July 1, so.
And you have full access to them.
Yeah, to the website. Yeah, I can change anything on it.
Okay, what I'm saying is like anytime that you need their help, they're gonna be there. Okay.
And they're
I just
actually
wanna
really-
make sure, cause some things are like only within a time period.
No, they're pretty good. There was an issue when we have to put the test scores on the front page. I'll be honest, that was messing up the whole front page, so I had to call them, and they're like, oh, you gotta make sure you click here, here, and I'm like, because I never got trained on the original system from the get-go.
We'll call the question. The motion was made by Mr. Jones. I seconded it. Question has been called. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. The Gmail mitigation, I'd asked the board to table it last time, but we're to a point where we're gonna have to move forward with it. But I wanted to make sure at the time, Miss Nicole had some questions on it. I'm not a fan of Gmail. I'm not even a fan of Google. Did you get all your questions answered?
These are my
Are you gonna put
You
this
trying
in
me
a
to read
really
this
short?
before I vote?
Yeah, he needs to know what it
This
says.
was just, this was my special ed research, so I'm torn, it's up to you guys.
Well, go ahead.
No,
Can
no,
you,
it's
can you,
really
can
not up to
you
you
bring this
guys.
into like a really short version?
Yeah, I mean, the short version is for larger districts who have unlimited technology access. I think the security,
So what are you trying to say about our tech department?
I love Mr. Lovell. We've had this conversation. He's asked my questions thoroughly. But there are, larger districts who have some resources to buy the very expensive Google Gmail products. I don't think there's as big of a security concern. As far as kids and FERPA and some of the leaks and the selling of student data that Google does, I'm not convinced that it would be money savings for us in the long term. I also am not sure that if there's a data breach for something, that we could handle the cost of that.
We're insured for data breaches, aren't we?
You do have some
Not
covers, but it's not great.
Hard
It's
as
not
that.
great.
In all honesty here,
Not enough. And
Thumb
I'm
up,
giving
thumb down.
quotes on that.
I think we'll be fine because, to be honest, like I've been in Google District for 10 years before I came here. There was never an issue there. So, and on my end, I play in 2 universes right now. We're 98% Google.
I got your thumb up and your thumb down. Mr. Jury, thumb up or thumb down? No opinion. Thumb up or thumb down if you have to go one way or the other. Up. You all
Is it
practiced
2 and
that
2?
well. You got the non-vote and 2 to 2.
I'm like, this is a rough meeting.
That's a complete draw.
Complete draw. How much money does it cost us?
Right now, we already pay for Gmail. The only thing I gotta do is ask the state to swing the server that way. Because everything's already purchased.
Bring it to a vote.
Pay for it. Now, if we don't, that's fine. We can stay with Outlook, but I'm gonna have to look at other security measures. So, because like the other day, we had a phishing email that went through here where everybody gets the same thing. It went to every, district in our region, which is 27 of them.
And you can prove that come from Microsoft?
No, what I'm saying is
Okay.
the Google districts didn't get them. It got blocked through, but that was them telling me that.
Is there a deadline when you have to know or have an answer by?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and give out a
But the
question.
company saying is if we do it now and I send it to them tomorrow, it'll be July 15th when they could swing it. If I don't, then it's gonna push it in the school year, and I'm not gonna do that. I don't even feel very comfortable swinging it in July 15th now, but we tabled it, so I figured we'd at least discuss it.
It's a draw between administrators. Let's just put it to a vote. And what it is what it is.
Flip a coin.
Everybody knows how I feel about Google, Gmail, even KDE. If even KDE, when they took away our ability to use Google Translate to help our students to even take a test, because they was worried about data mining. They was worried about their tests being data mined, but they're not worried about people's information and student data being data mined. And whether people knows it or not, and I will say it, they don't get just your stuff here. When you send an email to someone else that's outside the school district, believe me when I say they mine that also. That's, in my opinion, Google is nothing but a data mining machine. And it's not worth what it's worth because it's just some website out there. Here, no further discussions. The item, potential Gmail mitigation, does anyone want to make a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Ms. Amanda so moves. Here a second.
All right, I got you all. No, I'm just
I'll
kidding.
move. I'll
No,
second.
I'm just
I was
kidding.
gonna say,
I'll second.
I will
for you.
go with what everybody else says, cause I have no opinion.
Oh, if we do this right, we'll vote 2 to 2.
Exactly. That's exactly how it's gonna be. Yeah.
Well, I guess that you won't migrate. I mean, if it's a draw, you won't migrate, so you'll stay with what you got.
There's a motion, a second. All in favor of the migration, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
There you go.
2-2, you're staying with what you got.
It's the most lukewarm of responses we could give there, I guess.
It suits the recommendation.
If y'all would've done 3 and 2, we were
Hold on, let's get Becky.
3 and 1.
Item 8, executive session. Gallatin County Board of Education will enter into executive session regarding KRS 61.810, paragraph 1, section F, for discussion or hearing which might lead to the dismissal, expulsion of a Gallatin County student. I so move.
Second.
Mr. Jones seconds. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion, we are now into executive session.